Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But I'm gonna be going into this religious propaganda, how they use artwork to brainwash your mind. So what you're looking at right here actually was this one of the books I have. I actually took a picture of the page in the book, and I actually was able to find the original painting. Let's go back here. So if you can see at the bottom, it says Moses leading the Israelites safely across the Red Sea and the Egyptians caught in the water, page from the 10th century Paris Psalter. So you see how these Edomites have um, used artwork and they media, they movies, they books, institutions, school systems to push false and religious indoctrination. So let's go here. I'm going to show you something. So I actually looked this up at the bottom of this guy right here with the blue robe on, with the white, the white gown looking thing. And it says at the bottom, at the bottom of his feet area, it says MWY CHC. That's what it looked like it stands for. And I looked it up, and from what I'm seeing, they saying it's supposed to be Moses, because I think there's some kind of Greek, but it's kind of really hard to pinpoint it exactly. But going back here, I'm just putting two and two together. It says Moses leading the Israelites safely across the Red Sea. So when you go, this is the same image, right? The same image, but this one is just in color. So if you look at the top part of this image right here, it's the same as this one. Let's go back so you can see. And you look at the top part of this image, see the people, the whole thing, it's the same as this one. So they saying, this supposed to be Moses, and I want you to pay attention to this, how crazy this is. This supposed to be Moses. You see, like the images was kind of brown and they lighten them up, but he don't have a beard on his face, right? Looks to not looks to not have a beard, but this is a typical Edomite custom because they are not Israelites. This was an Israelite custom. Why wouldn't he have a beard on his face, and why would he be a so-called white man? But you see how they do this stuff right in front of your face, and Jake's so simple, they don't know what's going on. So I went here. Pay attention to this. It's very important. It says, what is religious propaganda? Check this out. That's how they've been able to use this image right here to push this so-called false white superiority. So-called, they're not white people. I'm sick of Jake keep calling these people white. They're not white. They're Edomites. So this image right here, let's go here. This image is ingrained in 98% of the people's minds in the world. So let's go here. This is propaganda. So religious propaganda is the use of media, messaging, or other communication strategies to promote a particular religious belief, faith, or doctrine. It says often with the goal of persuading or converting others. It can take many forms, including literature, speeches, films, social media posts, or even artwork. That's what I want you to see. It says, while some religious propaganda is intended to inspire or educate, other forms may be more aggressive, attempting to discredit other beliefs or manipulate emotions to gain followers. Historically, religious propaganda has played a role in missionary work, political movements, and even conflicts. I want you to pay attention to some key points of this. When it says artwork, when it says missionary work, and it says religious propaganda is intended to inspire or educate. So This education, false pseudo education, this was used to indoctrinate you. This is called religious propaganda. And these images, let me go back here, like this one and many others. You got millions of these images, right? You know, if not thousands, if not millions of these images that's been used in biblical literature to convey that so-called white people are the Israelites. And this is everywhere you look. So this is why the so-called white people don't understand that they've been lied to as well, because they see all this religious propaganda everywhere. But all this is a lie. Let's go here. Salakia. In this term called picture superiority effect, I want you to pay attention to this. This is a term that I had went over, a while back, but I never did go deep into it. It says the picture superiority effect refers to the phenomenon in which pictures and images are more likely to be remembered than words. This picture right here, this image. It's in 98% of the mind of the people, and that's why they say they name JC. It comes with this image. That's what we tell you when you're the first form of you waking up is stop saying that name JC and start calling on the correct name Yahweh Shai. And you have to picture him in your mind as a so-called black man. That's one of the things to rehabilitate yourself out of this madness. Let's go back here. So if you don't see this in your mind, you still very much so brainwashed. All right, so get back into this. This effect has been demonstrated in numerous experiments using different methods. It is based on the notion that the human memory is extremely sensitive to the symbolic, I think it's modality, something like that, of presentation of event information. Explanations for the picture superiority effect are not concrete, but still being debated. Let me see what else. But this is a tool that they use to indoctrinate your mind. That's why you was taught these doctrines in Christianity, and it's so hard for our people to come out of this, because they've been consistently taught this over and over and over and over for many years of their life. So to go back and try to reprogram themselves, that's why you have to unlearn. You have to learn, unlearn, and relearn, right, to this road to recovery, because you've been severely brainwashed and you don't even know it. But these images live in your mind forever. That's why when you say JC, boom, this comes up. Let's go here. And it's going back into why are images so powerful. Images are more powerful than words, because images can cross over to any ethnicity or language. There's no language barrier with an image. So when they would go and spread this new form of Christianity, they would have that image with them so they can indoctrinate the people with that image to say, this is your God, this is who you worship. And what does that do to the people? It puts them psychologically under less than the so-called white man, right? And it actually empowers the so-called white man in many different ways. It's way deeper than just religion. So-called religion is in everyday life, from the smallest of matters to the greatest of matters. It says one of the most popular theories for why pictures are more memorable. One second. More memorable than words belongs to psychologist Alan Poilievre. Poilievre believed that the picture superiority effect occurs because any visual is stored in two ways in memory. It says as an image right here. This is what people see in their mind. They don't give a damn if they say they don't. They could not even really be saying his name, but you got to get this image out your mind, because this is what's this homosexual looking guy effeminate, long hair Edomite is what's in most people's mind. It says number one as an image. It says and as a word or phrase that describes the image. Jesus. Right here. Attached to this. That's why when somebody say Jesus, this is who they talking about in their mind. This who they see in their mind. They out of it. That's why the true name is Yahweh Shah. And it comes with an image of a so-called black man. Let me see what else. Because I wanted to go into this article, but I'm just not going to have enough time right here. And it says whitewash how a Jewish, what Jewish is new speak. Right? They create these new terms to cause confusion, and Jake repeat them. You got a lot of Jakes that subscribe to the Jewish type of teaching in the way they talk, the way they go into the Hebrew. You know, they don't speak the Paleo Hebrew. They go into the Yiddish, the modern Hebrew. And a lot of Jakes subscribe to that madness. And that's why they all effing confused. So this word Jewish is a made up word. And it's like, what is Jewish? Something like, it says a brown so-called Jesus became an Aryan. But this a lot of meat in this article. I think I'm going to say this for tomorrow because there's so much to get to. But they going into this deception. Let me see. Let me just get an insert. Yeah, let me get this right here. But I'll jump back. I'm going to go back into this article tomorrow. At the top, it says, for colonizers, so-called white Jesus had dual purpose. Not only did he represent Christianity, which I went into, because I got another book, when they would come to colonize, which colonize means to rape, rob, take your land, rename you, put you in captivity, send you on cargo slave ships across the world, break up the family, you know, do all kind of heinous acts. You know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on. They still would bring those missionaries to indoctrinate the people with Christianity. And that image of so-called white Jesus was a main tool to be in the people's minds. That's why you got this legacy of this going on to this very day. Ain't nothing changed but the year. It says, which colonizers hoped to spread, but they did this by the sword. So if you didn't convert over to being a Christian, they'll kill you. And I'm just giving you the cold hard facts. It says, but his fair skin, which Pharaohs knew speak, that is confusion. Because they'll say he's so-called white, but a lot of you Jakes say that too. That's no one is the color of so-called white. They're Edomites. They if you want to put a color on them, they red, like the Bible describes them to be. They not white flesh. It says, but his fair skin, which that's confusion, put the colonizers themselves on the side of God. His race helped enforce caste systems in South America and suppression of indigenous people in North America. So when they would come pull up on you with this so-called Christianity, they would make you convert, make you bow down to that white Jesus, so-called, and that would begin the phase of indoctrination. They know once the adults died off, they can indoctrinate the kids, and then once that generation goes off, it's a wrap. Because what they're teaching their kids now is indoctrination, and they don't know it. They're doing it out of ignorance because they don't know the origin of it. Right here. And you Jake's got a lot of this bad, you got a lot of these everyday words you say that you got a lot of ignorance of understanding the English language. It says the artist wasn't trying to create an accurate poetry, but to send a message. Right? So they was doing this right here. It says in the colonial Latin America, images of so-called white Jesus reinforced the caste, a council system were white, so-called. But yeah, so got a lot of these tribes, the northern kingdom of Israel, they bow down to that so-called white Jesus. They have it on their car, they have it in their home. They worse than Jake with that. You know, I'm saying with the southern kingdom, I meant. They worse with it. So hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rachak Kodash. Shalom.